And Mary.
Yes, I would love to. It amazes me how I think I'm going to get on these calls and just listen today. And it's amazing how things come up.
Mm-hmm.
But this morning, I would love to release on anger.
Mm-hmm.
Again, last year, as you know, some people know, I've had some pretty serious health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So just even taking care of myself and the basics is a really big deal for me. Um, and last year I had my whole bathroom torn up and it was just handled horribly. It took all year. It affected my health. Um, More things happened last fall that affected my health. I'm still recovering from all that. So yesterday afternoon, I finally got the energy together to do a load of laundry, which is a big deal for me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been problems with the dryer working, and I thought they'd been taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And yesterday afternoon, it took me about 3 hours to get uh, a load of clothes washed. It was all the dryer. And I thought they were dry, but I had to make about a dozen. I had to keep going out to the garage back and forth, and I've got back issues, so I can't carry a lot at one time. And it was absolutely exhausting. And I finally pulled everything out and thought everything was okay and just dumped it all in a pile and then went to go use some of the clothes later on after I'd rested a little bit and found out that they were all damp.
Mm-hmm.
So then I had to spend a bunch of energy putting them all over my bathroom and bedroom and try to dry them out. And I was so angry and frustrated. And then I thought, okay, it's not a big deal. But then I woke up this morning and my whole body hurts. And I am so exhausted. I'm not even sure I'm going to make it through this whole call. And I'm just angry again that 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 the things in the house that I'm paying rent on, I pay a lot of rent to rent a room from this family, that things just don't work right. And they affect my health greatly. And I'm this morning, I'm really angry and really frustrated because the basic things are a big deal for me anyhow. But when things don't work right, it keeps affecting my health in huge ways. So I would just love to release on the anger on all that and even the frustration that my body maybe is still even, where it's at and that it can't handle,
Mm-hmm.
things when, things like that come up. So would love to release on that.
Okay. So, would you first just let yourself pause or stop and be?
Yeah.
And then could you welcome whatever that story brings up right now?
Yeah. Anger, frustration,
Mm-hmm.
pain in my body, just, yeah, from over exertion and yeah.
Mm-hmm. So would you welcome the frustration?
Yeah.
And then welcome all the sense that you may be ought to be angry, that you have a good reason to be angry.
Yeah.
And then just notice how the anger feels in the body.
Yeah. Not good. Not good.
So as best you can, could you just thank the anger for rising up and allow it to go?
Thank you, anger, for rising up, and I let you go.
Mm.
I've I haven't I don't know that I've heard that, Katja. I like that. Thank the anger for rising up and just let it go. Yeah.
Mm.
And yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Anger at the situation and just anger in general. That's just anger in general. Because I've been angry at the landlord too because
Mhm.
he hasn't handled a lot of repairs. in a timely fashion at all.
Mm.
So there's a lot of anger toward the owner right now as well. So that's I guess all a part of the whole ball of anger that I can let go of.
Good. And then check if there's any sense that you need the anger to fix things or make them right.
Wow. That's another great question. No, no, I don't. In fact, earlier I was thinking, okay, Mary, I need to calm down, get to feeling better, and maybe even wait a couple days.
Mm.
Uh, he travels and he just got home from a long trip. So I'm not feeling good. He's going to be, yeah, I was just thinking I need to wait till at least I calm down and he's rested, wait a couple days, and then have a nice conversation with him about the fact that the dryer needs to be fixed. And so, yeah.
Yeah, good. It's usually better to have the conversations after the first flash of feelings has calmed down a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. What was that question again you asked me? I liked the way, I forget now what it was, but I liked the way you asked it. It was good and different. Do you remember?
I asked you if you could thank the anger.
Yeah, thank the anger. Okay. Why do we thank the anger or emotion?
There's in Sedona Method, there's this idea that feelings come up because they are really ready to be released. And
Uh,
especially if we have something we have kind of kept in store for some time, like it sounded you might too. It's it keeps kind of a gurgling or bubbling up under at some point. And it's really good that it comes up, especially in a situation when we are ready to release and we are kind of open for releasing. And whenever we kind of notice that, and if we remember to thank it, even that just thanking is giving it kind of permission to be, as it already is there. So it's taking
okay.
the edge off a little bit.
Okay, thank you. That helps a lot.
Yes. And what did I ask then?
I think that was the last thing you asked.
Well, then I asked if you think if there's a sense that you need the anger for something.
Oh, oh yeah, that was another great question. Do I, you know what? My first thought is, yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But when I stop and pause and think about it, I think no, the anger. Well, it for me it feels justified for a minute, but then I realize that the anger isn't serving me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not helping my body, and
Mm-hmm.
it certainly would not help the situation when I talk to the owner about getting the dryer fixed. So, so it's funny you say that. Not funny, but it's interesting how at first it's like, yeah, I do need this, and then I realize, no, I really don't, because it's not helping it doesn't help anybody.
There's nothing wrong in anger or any emotion, just want to clear that out. But it's coming up. And obviously fear is kind of, it has more energy than, say, apathy. If you are just
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
kind of like I can't helpless, then anger can definitely feel like a step up. But usually, like we already spoke, it is better to speak with people after the first emotional upheaval has calmed down a bit. So in that sense, yes, we can welcome and release the anger as well.
Yeah. And I think it came up so strongly for me this morning because of the fact I spent last year in such chaos and turmoil and with a situation in my room that wasn't handled right. And I was dealing with anger all last year about that. So I think there's that. It's like I've had maybe 3 weeks of peace in my room and calming down and finally starting to just get the energy to get out of the house, just getting the energy to do a load of laundry. And then this happens. And so I think it was a combination
Yeah.
of some residual stuff that had happened, and and that it makes me that it impacts my health so much because there was other things I wanted to do today, and I realized, okay, Mary, you may not be able to do anything today, but just take care of yourself, and that might have to be enough. And for a while, I'm like, I don't even know if I have the energy to get on this call, and then I thought, no, this is the best thing I could do is just to get in a community of people who understand, and then get the anger out, because it's not healthy. I realize. I mean, it's okay to express it and have it, but it's better to get it out as quickly as possible and deal with it. So thank you very, very much. I feel so much better.
Good, good. Thank you. Okay. Does anyone else have something they want to ask or share or suggest a group release about? Kirsten. Kirsten, yes, it's Kirsten.
It is indeed. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
I would like to ask you to help with, when we have big problems, they permanently circle in our heads, and we did this little voice in the head is fighting against them and want to get them off, but how more you fight it, how more I fighting, so stronger come the problems up and or the stress and everything. And I would like to ask you, maybe you can help with an easier version when some bad thoughts come and bad feelings come, how we can we can welcome them, we can accept them like that.
Letting go or dealing in a more healthier or lighter way with what you call bad thoughts. Is that it?
Something like that, yes.
Okay. So
Thank you.
Want me to work with you one-on-one or do a group release?
We can do a group release if you want. I mean, this might be for everyone.
Yeah, I think we all have these thoughts. Every now and then. Okay, so let's do a group release. First of all, just let yourself stop and be. And then let yourself remember a time earlier today, earlier before today, or just a second ago, when you had negative thoughts and feelings, when there was that little voice in your head that was judgmental, critical, not happy with the way life was going on, not happy with the way you had handled things. And just notice what that memory brings up now. And then could you notice if all of that feels personal? Like that voice was yours and speaking about your life, your feelings, what you have done or haven't done. And then could you welcome all the wanting to make it personal, all the wanting to believe that voice. And then just for now, as best you can, could you let go of wanting to believe those negative thoughts and feelings? Could you let go of wanting to believe the critical, judging voices and thoughts? And would you let go? And when? And then take a look at those memories again and notice how, even if it feels you are having those thoughts or feelings this moment, you are actually still just remembering a thought or a feeling you had a tiny moment ago. And notice if there's any wanting to go through those voices or thoughts, any wanting to repeat them in your mind so that you can repeat them maybe to others or to yourself. If there's any other wanting to hold on to those thoughts or any wanting to fight them, get rid of them, shut them up, or any wanting to take what they say as the truth. And if there is, just notice that all. Just allow all those conflicting thoughts and feelings, just allow them to spin like they were in a carousel around or on top of your head. And just watch or notice the spinning. And then would you notice all the peace and space and acceptance that is beyond and beneath that spin? And notice how that peace and space is in no way affected by any of that spin, by anything in that spin. And again, notice the spin or what's left of it. And notice if there's still any wanting to own it. Call it yours. Go back to it and believe it. And if there is, could you just let go of wanting to go back to it or wanting to believe them, those thoughts and feelings? And would you be open to the possibility that however personal and familiar and true those thoughts or sounds or voices or feelings feel. They aren't really yours. They are just something that's arising. And could you let go of wanting to give your power away to those thoughts and voices and feelings? And could you again notice the peace and silence that's all around and beneath even the loudest and loudest of voices? The silence that allows all the voices. The space that allows all the feelings. And would you open up to the space and peace and silence? Would you open up to the peace and love that is already here? Even when the mind appears to be kicking and screaming. And would you allow yourself to focus on the love and peace? And one more time, let yourself remember how you used to be affected by those thoughts, feelings, voices. And could you let go of wanting to do that again? And could you allow yourself to notice and focus on the peace, on the love, of the acceptance that is already here? And just let yourself be. And be. Good.
Thank you. That was very wonderful. I actually see still this carousel with it. That this is a good now. Is if this happens again, I definitely will have your carousel in my mind.
Good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and Lex.
Hi, Katja.
Hi, Lex.
I am. Well, Kirsten's request was very close to mine.
It happens.
As often happens, yes. So that was already useful. But I do have, I'm still looking for a job, and my sort of deadline for finding a job is coming up, because all the reasons, and I am, my negative thoughts and beliefs are that, like, I can't possibly ever find a great job that I love and that pays well and that, gives me plenty of time off, and that I will eventually be able to retire from, and that I'll have to settle for a crappy job that doesn't pay as well and that I don't like, and that my life will be forever difficult financially.
Yes.
And I would prefer not to live with that. And I'm having some panic, like I won't find a job soon enough.
Yes.
Um,
Okay.
so I would love some help letting go of those things.
Yes. So would you welcome how that all makes you feel?
Yes.
And then would you welcome all the sense that those feelings are predicting the future, right?
Yeah, I seem pretty convinced about it.
And has the mind ever been wrong before?
At least once or twice.
So could you let go of wanting to believe the mind is right this time? As best you can.
I would like to do that, yes.
And then again, let yourself think about those stories the mind has created.
Yeah.
And then could you let go of wanting to be the main character in that story?
Mm. Yes.
And would you be open to allowing the all to create you a more positive future?
Yes, I would be open to that.
Good. And then check if there's still any wanting to hold on to that suffering story, like wanting to be the perfect sufferer to get maybe empathy and approval from others or yourself.
There is some wanting to believe it's true.
And if you believe it's true, does that help you feel more relaxed and open?
No, not at all.
Yes. So could you let go of wanting to believe it?
Yes.
And would you?
Yes.
And when?
Now.
And would you see that which is beyond that story? That space and peace and courageousness that is already here.
Yes.
And would you allow that courageousness to come to the foreground and let the possible action to flow from there or through that?
Yes.
And then could you let go if there's any sense that you need to know how things will unfold or what you should be doing?
Yes.
And could you let go of wanting to know?
Yes.
And would you allow yourself to relax and trust the all to take care of it?
Yes.
And is there still any sense that the all might not follow, might not know how urgent the timing is?
Yes.
So would you let go of trying to force things to happen in your timing?
Well, I have a particular thing that I'm really afraid will happen if I don't,
Yes.
hurry up and find a job. So I guess I have a little resistance there.
Yes, I understand. We all do have kind of deadlines that feel really real and things have to be done. But if you are wanting it to happen at that time, you are actually feeling and thinking, focusing on how it might not happen.
Yeah.
Feeling the lack.
Yeah.
So would you allow yourself to relax and allow things to unfold easily?
I could be open to that. Yeah.
And would you be open to the possibility that even this and this too might unfold in a way that's better than you can imagine, even if it wasn't happening the ways you would want it to?
Yes.
And then would you allow yourself to be guided and supported by the all?
Yes.
And now when you think about that situation, how does it feel now?
It feels more free, more focus on like potential action steps instead of the fear of whether it will work out a certain way. Yeah, that feels a lot better in short.
Good. Good. I have totally noticed in my life that I have those, well, we all have some deadlines anyway. And the deadline might not, it comes closer every day. And it seems to me that nothing happens. And one day I'm absolutely certain I'll just die and, end up alone in the ditch. And
yes.
It's just ruin and disaster. And the next day, nothing has changed externally. And I'm just like, oh, it's fine. It's going to arrange itself. It will sort itself out.
Yeah.
And when I look back, all these things in my life, this far, I've never ended up on the ditch dying alone. So
right.
I'm kind of I have
maybe there's a track record.
Yes. Yeah. So statistically speaking, it's even more realistic to be optimistic here.
Yeah.
And I think that's true for you too and for all of us.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Something in the chat was that just, you are talking to you. Yes, okay. So, does anyone else have something you'd like to ask for assistance or suggest a group release or share? Great, François. Hi.
Oh, wait, was Deborah going?
I think you raised your hand first, so go ahead.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I don't know. I had a dream about a snake last night, and I looked it up, and it said that it's about, shedding a skin and transformation, and things are going on within. But I'm still feeling like I'm in this, it's really uncomfortable, but it's not in the uncomfortable way that I guess that I'm used to, in a different uncomfortable way, which I'm not used to. So it feels like my life is at stake. Trying to know that I'm safe and protected, but I don't know if I really feel that way. And maybe I'm feeling things I couldn't allow myself to feel, like when my mom died, or just from childhood, but it just feels very scary and shaky inside. And I don't know if I need to make it go away, if it's really leading me to like not be behaving in so many subconscious ways. But I guess I feel I have a call back today, and I'm scared about it. I haven't really looked at the side, so that's how I know I'm scared about it, because I haven't really done a lot of work on it. And I don't have to. I want to submit a short film I made to a film festival, and I waited to the last day. Today's the due date. I guess I'm just feeling, and rent's due tomorrow, and money. I'm feeling a lot of pressure that I don't know if I'm putting on myself, or I just feel a little, a lot revved up inside. Even as I'm talking, I can feel myself inside getting more and more revved. And I would like to, yeah, I guess I do. I not feel this way. I'm just a little out of sorts and scared, and that's it.
Okay. So, does it feel, you said that you're not sure if you need to or want to let it go, if it leads you somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'd rather let it go. I just heard that. You know what? I don't need to. Right. So there's this feeling of, do I need to keep punishing myself to feel this way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this it? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I do. Okay. Yes. I would like to not feel this. I would like to let it go.
Good. Good. We kind of, I think we all suffer enough without holding on to the suffering. So if you're about to, I don't think if you are kind of entering a new phase of life or shedding the old, you don't need the extra misery of holding on to any bad or negative thoughts. You will get to know what you need to know anyway.
Okay.
Yes. So is there still the sense that you're scared, or is there still fear?
Yeah. Because when I feel things, I tend to get scared when I'm feeling, which I needed my job, but yeah, I get scared.
So would you welcome that sense of being scared and wanting to be safe?
Yes.
And could you welcome if there's a sense that for you to be safe, things need to be a certain way or should be a certain way?
Yes.
And could you let go of believing your safety is dependent on external things?
I don't know if I can let go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to, but I also, I don't see any other way to live, actually. I mean, not consistently.
I'm not talking about us kind of becoming reckless and not living kind of a safe life externally as well. But whenever we feel that life has to be a certain way for us to be safe, we are giving the external things the power over us. And the safety it's in us. And it's something that actually nothing can take away from you. But there may be other feelings on top of you so that you don't notice that. So would you notice the fear and the doubts and whatever are now there on top of this feeling safety?
I don't know if I understood everything you're saying. So you're saying that there's feelings, there's doubts on top of the
If
safety?
there are, I'm just saying that you might be sounded like you doubt that you could.
Yes.
Yes. So
That can be safe when and nothing and externals don't have something to do with that. I just don't see that.
yes. So
Yeah.
could you welcome that?
Yes.
And could you welcome how that feels personal?
Yeah.
And would you welcome how that feels true?
Yes.
And then, just for this moment and as best you can, could you let go of wanting to believe that?
Yes.
And would you notice the peace that is this moment here already, beyond any doubt, any fear?
Yes.
And would you notice, is there more of that fear or more of that peace?
Well, there's still more fear because my mind, I just hear myself going, well, I'm okay in this moment, far as I know, just in this second, but the next, I'm just kind of like.
Yes. Okay. So welcome the sense that this moment might be fine, but the very next moment might be dangerous and threatening.
Yes.
Yeah. And then would you notice the peace as best you can?
That's just really harder for me because inside I feel all these rushing emotions, and around me I hear birds, but I also just I just don't know where this peace is, like this peace that I'm being told is always here. It's hard for me to locate it. I don't.
Well, maybe it's fine. It can be. There are moments when it's easier to find, and then there are moments when some other word just resonates better. So could you, if you so could you focus on the birds singing?
Yes.
And again, notice the fear.
Yes.
And notice the birds singing.
Yes.
And again, notice the fear.
Yes.
And notice the birds singing.
Yes.
And again, notice the fear.
Yes.
And notice the birds singing.
Yes.
And would you then just allow the fear, what's left of it, to dissolve as much as. Just allow whatever other feelings or thoughts are rising up. Just notice they are rising up. And now the birds still singing.
Yeah, they are. They're really singing now. Before they were kind of squawking at each other. Now they're actually singing.
Oh, good. Good. And how does it feel?
um, I feel a little better. I just realize I'm really scared about today. I'm just scared about not getting it, scared about getting the job, scared about not getting the job.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
So, could you let go of wanting to control the life?
probably not. No.
As best you can, just for this moment. You can start again later if you want to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, just for this moment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I
Good.
can let go of wanting to control life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just for this moment, could you allow things to be as they are? Just for this moment.
Yes, just for this moment.
Mm. And how does it feel when you allow things to be as they are?
I feel calmer.
Mm. That's what
Yeah.
happens. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Did you have something, Deborah? Or did you change your mind?
Hi, Katja.
Hi.
So I guess I want to say, well, I thought I had a game
Mm-hmm.
over fear today, but then like it seemed like I released on it and then it came back.
Ah.
So then I released on it some more,
Mm-hmm.
I released on it some more,
Mhm.
But the biggest thing that I noticed is that the thoughts that were trying to invade to tell me that, that I'm a certain way that I don't believe in or feel is true, just
Mhm.
sort of went away. But it just seems as if it's, well, like that part was gone this morning, but now it's like as if some new fear is trying to take its place. So I guess I'd like to release on whatever fear is trying to come up
Mhm.
and me trying to fight it because it doesn't feel good. It makes my stomach go into knots.
Mm.
Ah, and I'm not even sure what I'm afraid of because nothing's happening. That's what's really freaking me up, kind of upsetting me because there isn't anything happening. Nobody, a
Mhm.
bill collector hasn't called and the house isn't on fire. There's nothing happening. And
Mm.
I am terrified of I don't know what. I don't even know what it is. That's yeah. So I'm resisting that and then I'm like trying to understand what is this fear? What is it trying to tell me? And I'm not getting any answers. It's
So,
just fear, just for the sake of being annoying.
so what if it isn't yours?
What if oh, that would be great. I would love that. Yes, go away. You're not mine. That would be wonderful.
Yeah, what if you just picked it up from somewhere?
Uh, yes, I guess that is a possibility.
There's a lot going on in the world right now, and there's a lot of fear. There's always lots of fear circling around, and since we are all one, we sometimes, well, that's one explanation. I can't, of course, swear it's true, but I think we all have experienced that we just sometimes feel scared or angry or whatever for no reason. And I think it's as good explanation as any that it is
Yeah.
something just picked up. So could you let go of wanting to hold on to it?
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely.
Uh,
Whew. Yeah.
good.
And it feels like it might be coming from childhood. That's what I'm hearing. But I just still don't know what specifically
So could you
what
let
is going to happen.
wanting
Oh,
to know?
yeah. Oh, hmm. Yeah.
And
The little tiny part wants to know what it is. Like, is it a monster? Like, what is it? Little tiny part still wants to know what it is.
yeah, it seems like if we only knew, then we would be safe.
Yeah, that's how it feels. Like, yeah, exactly.
Mm. But what happens if we know what it is? Apparently no, because we always just think we know about feelings. Like, okay, I feel like this because this happened. But they found that when they studied people's brains and reactions, chemical reactions, that the emotion comes first and the thoughts follow. So the explanation comes kind of always afterwards. So it's the explanation of the day, of the moment.
Right.
And sometimes, of course, obviously I want to figure things out as well. But sometimes it does help to kind of, oh, this happened. That's why I'm feeling this way. But to get that insight, if there is insight, we don't have to hold on to the actual feeling.
Sure.
Mm. So could you
Well,
that feeling to go?
yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. When I think about it, it doesn't feel like mine because it's not weighing me down. It's just sort of just freaking me out a little bit. Usually when it's my fear, I feel it heavy, weighed down, ready to cry. So you're right, it may not even be mine. It's not heavy, it's just sort of annoying.
Yes, here I would actually want to ask that, could you let go of wanting to believe that your fear is heavy and that there is such a thing as your fear?
Yeah.
So do you allow the emotion called fear to be as it is and allow it to dissolve?
Yeah. Huh. Oh. Yeah. Mm.
And how is it now?
I believe it dissipated. I definitely, the little knot that was in my stomach has moved. So that, yeah. Yep. That's definitely it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Thank you, everyone. It's been lovely again. So I thank you very much for coming, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.